Hi you guys, so today I am doing a video on how I highlight and contour my face. I'm going to be using the Younique cream foundations mainly, and I have not ordered their brushes yet, so I still have my Real Technique brushes. You can get these at Ulta. They're really well priced and they're pretty good brushes. So the brushes I'm going to be using today are my setting brush, which is a smaller brush like this that's kind of tapered. I like this around my eyes and by my nose. It's small, so it gets into those areas really well. This is my stippling brush. It has like a flat base, and it's good for liquid or cream or powder. I love this brush. It's really good for blending. And then for any powder I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush. It's kind of tapered. I use it for my powder, my bronzer, my blush, everything. I love this brush. So that's what I'm using brush-wise. Foundation-wise, I'm using their the Younique Mineral Touch Cream Foundation. They come in a cute little case like this. They come with a sponge, but I don't like to use the sponge. You can if you like. And it has like a little plastic cover to keep the sponge away from the foundation when you're not using it. So I'm going in with 3 colors today. I'm going in with a color that is my actual skin color, one that is extremely way too dark, and one that is lighter just to highlight some areas. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So first you want to go in with the lighter color and the smaller brush. I'm going in with my setting brush. And I am going to highlight under my eyes. I already have my eyeshadow on, which I'll say what the colors are for the eyeshadow in the end too. But I like to do my eyeshadow first. That way I can get that on and clean up any fallout. So I'm highlighting under my eyes in kind of like a triangle shape, doing under the eye, down the nose, up the cheekbone. So this is the area that you want to highlight by your eyes. If you only do just a swoop under your eye with a bright color, it's going to look like a raccoon eye. So you want to make sure that you swoop it under, down to your nose, like that. And then I'm just going to do the T-zone. Sorry about the light. Do the T-zone down the nose, in between the brows. Cupid's bow. And I always do everyone's chin for a highlight too, because it's always really red right there, so you want to brighten that. And right here by the nose, just to brighten those red areas there. And sometimes I'll just drag a little bit right above my brow, just to like draw attention to my brow. Okay, so without blending, you're going to go ahead and go in with a dark color. So this is the dark color that I'm going in with. It's their darkest cream foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. I'm going to draw a line from my ear. You want to accentuate this dip right here that you can naturally see. So I'm going here by my ear and down this dip right here, down the hollow of your cheek. And I slightly round it up on the outside of my cheek so that it'll fade off. And I do like a check upward towards my temple. That way it's not just a harsh line, it kind of fades up. I draw around my hairline. I draw down the sides of my nose to contour those areas. And I usually just throw it all on and blend it after. So that's why it looks so crazy. So we're going in and highlighting, then contouring. I also put the dark underneath my lip. That makes your lips look poutier. Doing it here on the sides of your nose makes your nose look slimmer. This makes your cheeks look slimmer. This makes all this looks slimmer. Everything I'm doing pretty much just makes your face look slimmer. So, dragging this dark underneath my chin. So you're starting by your ear and dragging underneath your chin. This is going to eliminate any appearance of like that fatty under the chin area that just, you know, is the most annoying thing ever. So, literally this is not precise. This is just putting it on my jawline, down the neck, shrinking those areas. And then I go in with the color that is actually my skin tone, and I put it in between the light and the dark, so it's kind of like a light, a medium, and a dark. So I put it in between those two lines so that when we go to blend it, it blends easily. It does not have to be perfect. I'm literally just putting it on in the areas that I want it, and it's all gonna blend together seriously like butter. This stuff blends so nicely, it's ridiculous. So I'm adding some of that normal skin tone in there. I'm also going to go in with a little bit of the light in there just so that it's not too dark and unbelievable in there. And as you see, it is super not precise. It's just going to be like a shadow under there. So this is what it looks like before all the blending, just so you can see where we're highlighting and where we're contouring. Now that we have all of that on, I'm going in with the stippling brush. I'm going to blend all these colors together. I'm going to start with the light areas first. And I'm blending those first because I don't want that dark cream to mix in with the light cream. I want to get all this smooth, and then blend the dark cream right into it. Okay, so I always start on the nose, that way I still have some light cream left on it and it doesn't leave it like so harsh. And then I go in through the forehead, and I just buff this in little circles there, and then sweep it like this to make sure that it's blended. So go around that dark area and buff that in circles to get it really buffed in, and then swipe it so that it's a soft fade, light to dark as it goes up. And sometimes I'll just take my finger and like rub it a little bit into my hairline, that way it's soft. And then you can go into your cheekbones. And as you see, it all really just blends together super smoothly and makes your skin look amazing and just supple and perfect. I love it. And I do rub it like a little bit back onto my ear because your ears are always going to be very pale, so I just kind of like dust it back onto there. And as you see, I'm not doing a straight line, I'm doing like a kind of like the Nike swoop, like just a little swoop up, because you want to accentuate the fact that it's like rounded and going up. You don't just have like a straight bone. You want to keep it curved, keep it soft. And then go in and make sure you don't forget to blend under here, because that would just look insane if you didn't. So I'm pretty much just pressing kind of hard since it's on the neck. You don't have to be super gentle, and just smushing it down, and it all blends together. So that totally took like 10 pounds off of my face, chiseled all the angles in my face, brightened by my eyes, took away my double chin. It is seriously my favorite thing to do with my foundations right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the powder brush that I was talking about, and I'm going to use the pressed powder. You could also use their loose, their mineral concealer powders. It's their loose powders. They're very sheer. Those are more matte. So if you do have like oily skin, you're going to prefer that on top of this. I like a slight dewy look, but not like wet. So I put a little bit of their pressed powder. It's not as matte as the loose one. So I'm lightly setting everything. I don't want to cover it up too much. and that just takes away some of the shine from the cream, where it's more of a wet texture. I am going in with one of the mineral concealers, the loose powders. I am using the color Fierce, which is the darkest shade they have. I use that as my bronzer, and it is literally my favorite bronzer I've ever used, even though that's not what it's really for. It's in a loose powder form, so I just tap it into the lid and buff my brush into the lid. But I also want to go over how I bronze my face in here, because a lot of people just bronze everywhere, and that does not flatter anybody. You want to make sure that you're bronzing the areas that you want to contour, because if you're accidentally bronzing under here, you're just making dark circles. So I go in the same spots that I contour, just to accentuate those darker areas. And it also adds a little more of a matte to your face. I am going to go on with a little bit of blush. With the highlighting and contouring, you don't actually have to use a blush because it already looks really nice on its own, but I am a blush fan, so I'm going to go in with just a little bit of blush. This is one of their loose powder blushers. This is called Sweet, and it is my favorite. It's not too crazy. So same thing as I did with the mineral concealer powder. I buffed it into the lid after I tapped it in there. Shake it off because I just want a little bit, and I'm going to smile and just dust it on the apples of my cheeks. You don't want it heavy and crazy like 80s blush, just gently dust it. And I also drag my blush when there's barely any left on the brush, just a little bit through my forehead, just so all the tones match really nicely. So that is how the highlighting and contouring looks after you're done. It's super easy, quick, it blends together amazingly, it makes your skin look awesome. Before I did all this, I put on a primer that helps your makeup last throughout the day, fills in your pores, fills in your fine lines. This is Glorious Primer by Younique, and I am obsessed with it. I put that on before I did my eyeshadow. It helps my eyeshadow last longer, and I rub it on my eyelashes, which helps my mascara go on smoother with no clumps. So I love that. And I also used Luxe lip gloss on my lips, and the eyeshadows that I used today were, did I bring them out? Didn't bring them out. Let's see, I used Giddy in my crease, Sexy under my eyebrow, what is it called? That navy, Precocious in my crease, this navy right here, and then the purple color was called Regal, and I am obsessed with it. I think it's beautiful. So that's what I have on my eyelids today, and this is our finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.